be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Saturday in Proverbs. I'm running. I think for the West Coast sake, uh, excuse me, bless me. I'm gonna start broadcasting Saturday in Proverbs at noon. It'll be 9 o'clock on the West Coast. Cause if I broadcast at 10, it is 7 o'clock. And if I broadcast at 11, it's 8 o'clock. There's a 3 hour difference. Matter of fact, I think at night I'm gonna start seeing what kind of crowd is out around midnight. Because West Coast is still jumping. But it's just some ideas right now. But happy Saturday, everybody, man. It's a beautiful day in DC. A little windy and a little cool, but it's a fantastic day. Memorial Day weekend, of course. Everybody and their mama that's gonna be protesting is protesting today. Some will be protesting tomorrow. So if you're trying to do a tour of the city, that today and tomorrow might not be a good day, because you're gonna run into a lot of detours and road closures and all the rest of that stuff that you're gonna have to deal with. Okay, but anyway, Proverbs is the one book in the Bible that has a chapter for every day of the month. And when there are not 31 days in Proverbs, just keep reading until you catch up. Okay, Extreme Hoops, what's going on? You the first one up in here today. Atlas the Legend. No, what's that? Atlas, yeah, Atlas the Legend. Thank you for joining me. But yeah, this is Mika. Thank you for joining me. Extreme Hoop, God is King, bro. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. A lot of people don't know that, though. A lot of people trying to make other people their king. But God is king. God is king, for real. For real, for real. For real, for real. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. Atlas the Legend. Let me check you out. Yeah. I got the trolls up in here today. God diggity dog, man, do I have the trolls up in here today? Good God Almighty. Got them up in here today, but as fast as they come up in here, I'm getting them out. Let's see what we got here. Okay. My man on here, Gerald, say, who created God? I don't care. That ain't my issue. Ain't my issue who created God, how he was created. Okay, that's what makes him God. Cause there's some things you ain't supposed to know. Okay? There's some things you ain't supposed to know. So, if you want, why don't you start your live about who created God? But anyway, like I said, Proverbs is the one book in the Bible that has a chapter for every day of the month, and the day is the 24th of May. Man, this month is gone. This month is gone. Already, it's gone. Okay? Here it is next week, man. We're going to be in June. Next weekend, we'll be in June. And look like we just came into May. And it's gone already. So anyway, let's pray and get in the word. Father, thank you for another day around your word. Speak through my mind, speak through my heart, speak through my lips, so that I may precisely articulate this word, the pierce the hearing, the vision, and the hearts of your children, so that we may live the righteous lifestyle that you have ordained for us to live. Now, I'm reading from the Message Bible and the New King James Version. I'll be going back and forth between the two. Okay? Proverbs chapter 24, Message Bible, verses 1 and 2. Don't envy bad people. Don't even want to be around them. All they think about is causing a disturbance. All they talk about is making trouble. See, here's the thing that I like about Proverbs. See, Proverbs will not only give you the solution to what you should or should not be doing, but it will also give you the characteristics of certain individuals or situations. Okay? It will also present to you the characteristics. So when you see those characteristics, regardless to what a person is saying, when you see the characteristics, that's when you should become on alert. And most of y'all overlook the characteristics that you're being presented. Yep, that's what's happening. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says, "Do not be envious of evil men, nor desire to be with them, for their heart devises violence, and their lips talk of troublemaking." Okay? The Message Bible, verses 3 and 4. "It takes wisdom to build a house, and understanding to set it on a firm foundation. It takes knowledge to furnish his rooms with fine furniture and beautiful draperies." Let me say that again. It takes wisdom to build a house and understanding to set it on a firm foundation. It takes knowledge to furnish his rooms with fine furniture and beautiful draperies. In the New King James Version, it says, "Through wisdom, a house is built, and by understanding, it is established. By knowledge, the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches." With knowledge. not trying to get something for nothing, but utilizing your gifts and your talents to be able to generate what you're looking for. Verses 5 and 6 in the Message Bible. It's better to be wise than strong. Intelligence outranks muscle any day. Strategic planning is the key to warfare. To win, you need a lot of good counsel. And see, and that's the one thing that most people don't want to accept is good counsel. Because it might not fit the narrative of what they're trying to pursue. So therefore, they ain't trying to talk to nobody. In the New King James Version, it says, a wise man is strong. Yes, a man of knowledge increases strength. For by wise counsel you will wage your own war. And in a multitude of counselors, there is safety. You know, and see, in that multitude of counselors can't be butt kissers. Oh, let me say that again. See, that multitude of counselors can't be butt kissing, because if they butt kissing, they gonna tell you what you want to hear and not necessarily what you need to know. See, that's the difference. Somebody that's trying to kiss your butt is just going to be trying to placate you, to please you, you know, to keep you, to keep themselves in your good grace. When they out to just kiss your butt. But see, but that real person ain't worried about hurting your feelings. Ain't worried about whether or not you gonna like what they saying or appreciate what they saying. They gonna tell you the truth. And usually these are the people folk try to demonize and denigrate, because they will tell the truth. Verse 7. Wise conversation is way over the head of fools. In a serious discussion, they haven't a clue. Listen, wise conversation is way over the head of fools. In a serious discussion, they haven't a clue. And then in the New King James Version, it says, wisdom is too lofty for a fool. He does not open his mouth in the gate. Wisdom is too lofty for a fool. See, so and what that tells you right there, see, when you find a foolish person, man, they stuck in their ways. It's just that simple. They are stuck in their ways. Man, you know, this is the best batch of starch that I have made for my shirts. Out of all the time I've been making the shirt, man, this is the best batch. My shirt look good too. All right. Verse 8 and 9 in the Message Bible. The person who always cooking up some evil soon gets a reputation as Prince of Rogues. Fools incubate sins. Cynics desecrate beauty. In the New King James Version, it says, "He who plots to do evil will be called a schemer. The devising of foolishness is sin, and the scoffer is an abomination to men." See, that scoffer is the person who always got some drama. Always got some drama going on around them. Ain't no peace. Ain't no peace around the scoffer. Okay? Verse 10. If you fall to pieces in a crisis, there wasn't much to you in the first place. Listen to this. If you fall to pieces in a crisis, there wasn't much to you in the first place. In the New King James Version, it says, if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. See, and that's how you can really sit down and tell who's who with how they deal with adversity. And sometimes adversity is gonna knock you to your knees. It's gonna knock you to your knees. But if you're a good person, you'll be able to get back up. It's just that simple. Okay? So if you wanna know what you're dealing with or who you're dealing with, just look how they go through a crisis. Give you all the answers you need to know about that person. Just look how they handle adversity. And all you got to do is just watch them. You ain't got to say a word. Just watch them. 11 through 12 in the Message Bible. Rescue the perishing. Don't hesitate to step in and help. If you say, hey, that's none of my business, will that get you off the hook? Someone is watching you closely, you know. Someone not impressed with weak excuses. In the New King James Version, it says, deliver those who are drawn toward death and hold back those stumbling to the slaughter. If you say, surely we did not know this, does not he who weighs the heart consider it? He who keeps your soul, does he not know it? And will he not render to each man according to his deeds? And this is one of the problems that so many so-called Christians are dealing with, because the deception that man is falling for, they think that applies to God as well, because God hasn't stepped in. See, God hasn't presented himself. God hasn't corrected this. So a lot of people don't think that, God is even on the scene. Because if he was, he wouldn't allow the stuff that's happening to happen. But he's seeing who's who. That's what he's doing. He's seeing who's who. That's exactly what God is seeing. The Message Bible 13 and 14. Eat honey, dear child. It's good for you. And delicacies that melt in your mouth, likewise knowledge and wisdom for your soul. Get that and your future secured. Your hope is on solid rock. In the New King James Version, it says, "My son, eat honey, because it is good, and the honeycomb, which is sweet to your taste, so that the knowledge of wisdom be to your soul. If you have found it, there is a prospect, and your hope will not be cut off." And see, and if you read Proverbs on a consistent basis, then you would know that the power that is behind wisdom and understanding. In one hand, they got riches and honor, and in the other hand, long life. That's embracing wisdom and understanding. And see, and King Solomon, God came to him in a dream and asked him told him he would give him anything in the world that he wanted. Just ask. And King Solomon said, just give me the wisdom and the understanding, how to be able to guide your people. And God said, because you asked such a thing, you didn't ask for the heads of your enemies, revenge on your enemies. You didn't ask for wealth. You didn't ask for, but here's what I'm gonna do. Not only am I gonna give you that, but I'm also gonna make you the wisest man ever, and no man will be as wise. And I give you wealth as well. That's the power of wisdom and understanding. Don't take that for granted. Okay? 13 and 14. Okay, verse 15 and 16 in the Message Bible. Don't interfere with good people's lives. Don't try to get the best of them. No matter how many times you trip them up, God-loyal people don't stay down long. Soon, they're up on their feet, while the wicked end up flat on their faces. See, and this telling you, you don't need to be worried about your haters. Ain't nothing your haters can do to you or for you or against you. Don't worry about them. Quit wasting that energy on your haters, man. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says, "Don't lie in wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Do not plunder his resting place. For a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity." And that's confusion. That's calamity is confusion. And that's what the wicked gonna fall by. See, everything, man, sometimes you need to sit back and watch what's going on instead of jumping in the middle of the pack thinking that you're gonna be, ahead of everybody else. You're gonna get in the beginning, and you could be setting yourself up. Verse 17 and 18. Don't laugh when your enemy falls. Don't crow over his collapse. God might see and become very provoked and take pity on his plight. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says, "Do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and do not let your heart be glad when he stumbles, lest the Lord see it and it displeases him, and he turns away his wrath from him. See, and what this is telling you is sometimes the people that's teasing you and making fun of you might be doing you a favor. Because God might be saying, you know what? I'm going to take your laughter and your teasing and all this, and I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to turn it upside down. See, now what you got to say? Now that it's coming to reality. Now what you got to say? You see, don't worry about your haters, man. Verse 19 and 20. Don't bother your head with braggarts or wish you could succeed like the wicked. Those people have no future at all. They're headed down a dead-end street. In the New King James Version, it says, do not fret because of evildoers. Do not be envious of the wicked, for there will be no prospect for the evil man. The lamp of the wicked will be put out. And see, the Bible say the wealth of the sinners is laid up for the just. There's going to be a wealth transfer before Jesus come back. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And the wealth of the sinners will be laid up for the just. Which means you're going to come up with an idea to get that. That's how you're going to get it. You're going to come up with an idea. Verse 21 and 22. Fear God, dear child. Respect your leaders. Don't be defiant or mutinous. Without warning, your life can turn upside down. And who knows how or when it might happen. In the New King James Version, it says, my son, fear the Lord and the king. Do not associate with those given to change, for their calamity will rise suddenly, and who knows the ruin of those two can bring. See, and that's telling you that wicked person, man, is just like, they ain't gonna even see their destruction coming. They ain't gonna even see it coming. It's gonna be up on them so fast, they're gonna look up and be like, oh my God. And it's too late. It's too late. Okay? Verse 23. It's wrong, very wrong, to go along with injustice. It's wrong, very wrong, to go along with injustice. In the New King James Version, it says, these things also belong to the wise. It is not good to show partiality in judgment. And partiality is favoritism. It says it's not good to show favoritism in judgment. And you ain't, and your life ain't been turned upside down until that happens to you. Where somebody shows some partiality in judgment against you. Verse 24 and 25. Whoever whitewashes the wicked gets a black mark in the history books. But whoever exposes the wicked will be thanked and rewarded. In the New King James Version, it says, "He who says to the wicked, 'You are righteous,' him the people will curse. Nations will adore him, abhor him. But those who rebuke the wicked will have delight, and a good blessing will come upon them." See that person. This is the person that's not trying to curry favor with you. Like everybody knows that in order to get what you want from the president, all you got to do is butter him up, flatter him, and he'll give you whatever you want. And just because you are heaping all of this flattery and this homage and this you know these lies up on somebody, and they believe that you're sincere, and the only thing you're trying to do is get what you want, and they can't see that all you want is what you want. You don't care nothing about, so what? So what? You tell them they the greatest thing since sliced bread. You don't mean it. You don't mean that at all. So it ain't no big deal for you, because you don't mean it. Okay? Verse 26. An honest answer is like a warm hug. And in the New King James Version, it says, "He who gives a right answer kisses the lips." Verse 27. First plant your fields, then build your barn. In the New King James Version, it says, "Prepare your outside work. Make it fit for yourself in the field. And afterwards, build your house." See, um, if you don't have anywhere to store your blessings, what good is life? If for things to just run through your hands, because you have no capability of storing, of saving, of see. Let me give y'all an example of something that I just came to realize. They say that everything that is visible came from the invisible, And you know where the invisible is? It's in your mind. Your mind is the invisible. And if you dwell on something long enough in the invisible, it will become visible. And and a lot of us, myself included, are not even conscious of that. That the stuff that we are constantly dwelling on a day-to-day basis is what's showing up in our life. Because your mind is the invisible. Nobody can see what's in your mind. But just like this little case right here started in somebody's mind in the invisible. This little case right here started in the invisible. You know, this started in the invisible. And that's the invisible is in your mind. That's why you got to stay away from all this drama and the confusion. Because your mind is what is the your what's in your life is a manifestation of what's in your mind. And a lot of people don't wanna pay attention to that. Um, verse 28 and 29. Don't talk about your neighbors behind their backs. No slander or gossip, please. Don't say to anyone, I'll get back at you for what you did to me. I'll make you pay for what you did. That's revenge. And that's all you see right now is politicians that are after revenge. Okay? Um, in the New King James Version, it says, do not be a witness against your neighbor without cause, for you deceive with your lips. Do not say, I will do to him just as he has done to me. I will render to the man according to his word. And that's clearly telling you revenge is not of God. Getting even is not of God. It's not of God. It's not. It's not of God. And yet, look how many Christians that are practicing getting even, getting revenge. And it's not of God. Verse 30 through 34, the Message Bible. One day I walked by the field of an old lazy bone, and then past the vineyard of Lout. They were overgrown with weeds, thick with thistles, all the fences broken down. I took a long look and pondered what I saw. The fields preached me a sermon, and I listened. A nap here, a nap there. A day off here, a day off there. Sit back, take it easy. Do you know what comes next? Just this. You can look forward to a dirt poor life with poverty as your permanent house guest. And see, and this is when you start taking things for granted. It's going good. All your needs are met. I ain't got to put the time in that I used to put. I ain't got to put the dedication in that I used to put. You see, now I got this thing working. See, I can sit back and I can coast now. I can take it easy. And that's not the case. Cause once you start get that pump prime and it starts producing, then you're gonna have to still keep pumping. for it to create something that will still keep pumping, even when you do take off. You see, but you got everything in a situation where the money's still coming in. You still got that passive income, and you can be laying up on a beach somewhere, on a cruise, but the money's still coming in. In the New King James Version, it says, I went by the field of a lazy man, and by the vineyard of a man devoid of understanding. And there it was, all grown over with thorns. Its surface was covered with nettles. The stone wall was broken down. When I saw it, I considered it well. I looked on it and received instruction. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. So shall poverty come like a prowler, and your need like an armed man. And that is the end of chapter 24 of Proverbs. Man, I'm telling y'all, listen, if you want to see in the Bible how to live life in 2025, I'm not talking about 2,000 years ago. I'm talking about today. You need to get in Proverbs. You need to get in Proverbs. Okay? And Proverbs will teach you how to react, how to deal, how to cope today. And that's what I think a lot of people are actually struggling with is, how do I cope today? How do I deal with today? You hear all of the hoopla and the hara, but help me today. And I think if we would just focus on helping people today do the things that they need done, I believe we could turn some of this madness around. We really could. We really could. Because we're gonna have to eventually be able to communicate with each other. Better communication, I might say. We're gonna eventually have to do it. Okay. All right, y'all. Man, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the replay viewers. Um, thank you for the subscribers, everything. All right. Appreciate y'all. Happy Saturday to you. See you later.